Good morning, students. Welcome back to our science class. Today we are doing in science lesson number 10, Force and types of force. Before we proceed, I would like to request you all to subscribe my channel Nutan's Academy. It's on YouTube. Please like and subscribe my channel and recommend to your friends in other schools. So we are doing lesson number 10, force and types of forces. Now here in this picture on page 70, we find some various actions shown. Now these actions you have to observe very carefully. There's a boy sitting in a boat and rowing the boat. Second picture is a sponge where the finger is pressed, then only the sponge is showing some immersion or depression. And here two hands are shown and there's some force applied to break the rod. Here bullocks are pulling the cart and then only the cart will move further. A boy playing with a old tire and he using a rod to push the tire ahead. A football player playing in the ground, unless he pushes the football with his foot, the ball is not going to move further. These are the various actions in our day-to-day life. If you observe each one of the actions, you come to know that unless you push, unless you apply your force, the thing is not going to move. All these are non-living things. Here the boy is rowing the boat. Boat is also a non-living thing. Here the sponge is being pressed with a finger. Here also the depression is seen only when you press it. And the ball will move ahead only if the player kicks the ball in one particular direction. Now these are the questions down asked. Let us answer this. Very simple ones. Will a boat move ahead unless pushed with the help of an oar? No, it will not move ahead. Who exerts pressure or force to move the bullock cart forward? Now who is pulling this cart? Of course bullocks are pulling. Without their help the cart will not move. What makes the ball move during a game of a football? How does its direction change? Now here they have shown only one player. But if you imagine all the players in the ground, the players will kick the ball according to their convenience and according to their teams, and they will make the goal where they have to make in that particular court. So the players keep on pushing the ball or kicking the ball with their foot. Will the wheel go forward if it is not pushed with a stick? See the boy playing with a wheel and he's using a stick to just push the wheel forward. It will not move unless the boy pushes it forward. Let us read further. When we kick the football coming in our direction towards the goal, we apply force. In our day-to-day life, we do many actions such as lifting, pulling, riding a bicycle and stopping it at times, pushing a load, squeezing or bending something and driving vehicles. It is necessary to apply force for doing all these actions. Force is applied to an object to pull it or push it in any manner. No object changes its position on its own. This is the conclusion we can draw. So, can any of the objects move? No. No object changes its position on its own. Force is required to move an object. Force is used to change the direction of an object in motion or to stop it. Even if we want to stop, we need to apply a force. Now see the questions given below. Can you tell? Here they have shown one figure changing the shape of an object. Here the blacksmith is hammering something. Before hammering, he is making that piece of iron hot. Yes, and then he is hammering. Only after hammering he can change the shape of the object. And in the first case, two hands are shown and somebody is pulling the spring apart. Can you tell what happens when you hold the two ends of spring and pull them apart? It will be stretched. And here second question, what happens when a blacksmith hammers a red hot piece of iron? Of course its shape is going to change, and to get his desired shape he is going to keep on hammering it, on making it hot and hammering it. So force is necessary to change the shape of an object. So these 2 points we have learned today. The first is, each action requires a force to be applied on the object. No living object can move on its own and change its position. And last one is, force is necessary to change the shape of the object. Yes. Now that is why we need force. Now in this chapter they have shown us 6 kinds of forces. First is the mechanical force. First is the muscular force. Second one is the mechanical force. Third is gravitational force, magnetic force, frictional force, and last is electrostatic force. Now to understand this, we will go slowly. Today we will learn about muscular force, which is there on the next page. I need to show you that page. Now here types of forces. Today we will learn muscular force and mechanical force, and I will try to explain you how muscular force, this man who is going to a gym and he is trying to build his body, his arm muscles, he is lifting a weight with his left hand, and because of this lifting of weight he is building his muscles. Now we are not going to go in physical activity of this fellow, but we want to understand by this picture that lifting a weight requires a person's force, muscle forces which is we can use by our own muscles. Here they have explained in all the actions shown in figure 10.1. So in the previous year, all these actions in 10.1, all this was muscular force. The movements take place with the help of bones and muscles of the body. The person in the picture alongside is lifting the weight by using muscular force. So the force applied with the help of muscles is called muscular force. So first kind of force is muscular force, because our muscles are used to lift the weight. Understood? Now see the second kind of force. For which task in our day-to-day life do you use muscular force? Of course, we walk, we run, we move about. Yeah? So for all this, we require muscular force. Your mother rolls the chapati in the morning, yeah, on the rolling pan. And how she rolls, she uses her own 2 hands and the rolling pin, no? So this is muscular force. So whatever work we do with our hands is called as muscular force. Now second picture is about mechanical force. Before we read this paragraph, you observe these machines that they have shown here. First is a tractor used for ploughing the fields. Second one is a mixer and a grinder you use for grinding something, making it fine. And this is a sewing machine used for stitching. Muscular force. Now mechanical force. We use different machines for doing many tasks. Muscular force is used for running some machines. Some machines are run by using electricity or fuel. Machines like the latter are called automatic machines. So those machines which run on electricity is called automatic machines, because a mechanical force is used here. For example, sewing machine, electric pump. Now this machine, some electricity is used nowadays. New machines have come in the market. This machine is run on a motor sometimes, and it is attached to the electricity also. There's a special button only. You have to press that button, then this needle goes up and down and stitching is done. Electric pump. This is everyday requirement in cities also. We require water, so we use electric pump to draw water. Washing machine, of course, daily clothes are washed every day. Mixer, here your mother prepares your chutneys, and special masalas are made. So all this is done in a mixer and a grinder. So such appliances are used at home. Make a list of other such appliances or machines. The force applied by means of a machine is called mechanical force. So children, these two forces we have learned today. First is muscular force and mechanical force. You can observe these two parts and read the lesson up to here. The remaining types of forces we will do in the next class. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Bye. Meet you in the next class. Thank you.